Okay, so we're back, and for part two, we are going to talk about shading your model, and that'll be it for today. We will have some animation requirements, but I'm going to talk about that during the next class period. So, if we go back into our models, to shade the model, there are a few requirements that you need to pay attention to. And the first thing is that the mantle should be red on all faces. So that makes it really easy for us when it comes to shading. I'm going to select just the mantle, not the mantle in the crust. I can select both of them if I want to, but for now I'm just selecting the mantle. And I'm going to right click and hold. That's a right mouse click and hold. And I'm going to go down to, which by the way, I would like to point out that I'm in object mode right now where I have the entire object selected. I could go into vertex mode or face mode or edge mode, but I'm in object mode. And so I'm going to stay in that, right click and hold. And I'm going to go down to color sets, color set editor. I'm still holding down the right mouse button to be able to do all of this. And I'm going to select color, go down to apply color. I'm going to click in this little box, and right here where I see the green, I'm going to click on that bar, and I'm going to change the color to red so that all of the faces are red. And this little menu will go away if you wait a little bit. You just have to be patient. I know that can be difficult. You just have to wait a few seconds and it'll go away, and then you're going to click apply color. I can see it's been applied, and there we have it. It is red on all faces. Okay, now for the crust. If I go back to our requirements here for a minute, the crust is a little bit different. For the crust, we need the top face to be green or blue, and all their faces to be brown or black. Now, this depends on your location. So going back to your height, if you picked a height of 1 because you want to model oceanic crust, then you are going to color it in blue on the top and black for all other faces. If you picked a height of 2 for continental crust, you are going to color it in green for land on top and brown for all of the other faces. Those are the color codes we use in the final models. So since I picked continental crust, which was a height of 2, I'm going to go with green and brown. Green for the top face, brown for all other faces. So the way that I do that is I'm going to select the crust. But I'm in object mode and I don't want the entire crust to be one color. I need 2 different colors. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to change the entire crust to brown because only one of the faces needs to be green, that top face. So I'm going to do the same thing I did before, go down to color sets, color set editor. I'm going to pick apply color, and I'm going to click on this color bar, and brown is not one of the presets, so I need to make my own brown, which is kind of in here between red and orange, and I can click in on these different bars. Yeah, find a nice poop colored brown. Will be good. It's about the color of our brown duct tape. So there we go. That looks like a nice brown. And once I have it selected, it waits a couple seconds, it goes away. I'm going to hit apply color, and now the entire crust is brown. And now I just need this one top face to be green. So I'm going to right click and hold. And now I'm going to go into face mode because I want to select just one face. And now when I hover over, I'm only hovering over individual faces. And I'm going to pick the top face, left click on that. So it's selected now that it's green. And now I'm going to do the same process. I'm going to right click and hold, go down to color sets, color set editor. I'm going to hit apply color, and I'm going to select a green Don't want that bright neon green. You don't have to pick a certain green. Just make sure there's enough contrast that green is clearly green and brown is clearly brown and red is clearly red. And I'm going to hit apply color, and now the top face is green. So if I click off of the object, out here, back to object mode, I have finished the modeling steps. And I'm ready to animate, which will be coming to you soon in your next STEM Foundations class. This is the point where you're going to stop today. If you don't get to this point, that's okay. You can save your work. If you feel like you only got a little bit done and it's not really worth saving, don't worry about it. But if you do get a significant amount of work done and you want to save it for next time and continue where you left off, what you're going to do is go to File, Save Scene As, click on Desktop so it doesn't get hidden in some folder that you can't find, and then you're going to type in a file name. And the way we save files is by using our last name and then underscore, which is at the top of your, if you hold down Shift and there's like a hyphen button at the top next to the 0, underscore, and then the name of the assignment, which is Crust and Mantle, and then underscore the date, which is the 14th, and hit Save As, and then it should save it on your desktop. Whoop, there's the file. It's an MB file if you're looking at file names. And then you can go into Pilot and your STEM Foundations page, go to Assessments, go to Dropboxes, and there should be a Dropbox called, I hope you guys can see this, called B-Day Maya Crust and Mantle Model, and it's the one that, I don't know if you guys can see all of these Dropboxes that I have that are closed from last year, but it's the one that's open, and it's the one that closes today at 4:30 on September 14th. So you can click on that and upload your saved work there if you want to save your work. If you're new to this, or if you're really stressed out by Maya and you didn't get a lot of work done in Maya, that's okay. I'm glad you watched this entire video. That's what you really need going into the next class, but for the rest of the class period, if you do have time, I would like you to try assembling the steps that I covered today in the tutorial. And after that point, if you still have a lot of time, for those of you who can use Maya and navigate through it really quickly, you can start trying some other features. You can try making cones and see if you can make them look like volcanoes. I don't want to see that in the files that you submit to the Dropbox, but you're welcome to try that stuff on your own and see if you can figure things out. That's how I figure out everything in Maya, is trial and error, and watching tutorials. So hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully it's not stressful. And that's all I have for you today. I'll be signing off. May the force be with you. I will see you tomorrow.